Less than an hour from the Las Vegas Strip, you can actually go inside Hoover Dam. Riding an elevator down into the structure, walking through its tunnels, and seeing the massive power plant that helps transform the American Southwest. Today, we're taking a full guided tour, and there are a few things we definitely think you should know about before you come.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have an extra day on our itinerary in Las Vegas today. So we're going to actually head out of town because a few people are overstimulated.
Yes.
Yes. And we're going to go check out the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, which I've never been to.
Yes. So
I thought I did, but
yeah.
I have never been to.
Yeah, I have never been to it. So it's going to be a first-time visit for us.
And we just got off the elevator with a lovely couple that said they went a second time because it was that good.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's go.
One of the nice things about visiting Hoover Dam from Las Vegas is just how easy a day trip it is. From the Strip, you're looking at roughly a 45-minute drive in normal conditions. The route takes you southeast toward Boulder City and eventually out into the desert landscape surrounding Lake Mead. If you're driving yourself, having your own car also makes it easy to combine the dam with a stop in Boulder City afterward.
We did enjoy a short roadside stop to take in some great views of the Lake Mead area. This landscape has been shaped by the Colorado River, and today there is a dam and enormous reservoir created behind it. Lake Mead and the surrounding recreation area offer enough outdoor activities to become a completely separate trip.
All right, I think we're still maybe a couple of miles away from the visitor center, but on the way to the Hoover Dam, right off of the main highway, there's a scenic overlook, and we've pulled over to see what we can see.
So this is your surplus. See this line here? This is a normal conditions. It's right here. In this picture, it's right here, which is underneath normal.
As you approach Hoover Dam, there's something you don't encounter at most sightseeing stops: a security checkpoint. Vehicles entering the area are subject to inspection, so factor in a little extra time for your arrival. We continue down Hoover Dam Access Road to the parking garage on the Nevada side, which puts you close to the visitor center and tour entrance.
Quite a number of stairs to get you from the parking lot to the visitor center. So that's one thing to know. All right, and just like that, I'm turned around and leaving the visitor center, going back to the car because Julie had these things on her person. So when you go to the visitor center, you do have to go through a security checkpoint. And we usually never travel with this stuff, but for some reason on this trip to Vegas, Julie did pack some pepper spray and safety items that are not allowed inside. So just a heads up, if you're coming to the Hoover Dam and if you happen to travel with things like pepper spray, leave those things in the car before you try to get yourself into the visitor center.
Our first priority was getting tickets for the guided tour of the Hoover Dam. And here's one of the most important things to know if you're planning your own visit. Unlike the other Hoover Dam ticket options, tickets for the full guided tour are sold only here on site. You can't reserve them online. They're first come, first serve, and the Bureau of Reclamation says they routinely sell out. Everyone in your group also has to be present when you purchase the tickets. Our tour wasn't until noon, but that turned out to be no problem. There is quite a bit to explore while you're waiting.
The visitor center helps put into perspective not only how Hoover Dam was built, but why it was such an extraordinary undertaking. Construction began in 1931, the first concrete was poured in 1933, and the last concrete in the dam was placed in May 1935. President Franklin Roosevelt dedicated what was then known as Boulder Dam on September 30th, 1935. The observation areas are also where the sheer scale of the place really start to register. Hoover Dam rises more than 726 feet from its foundation and contains more than 3.25 million cubic yards of concrete just in the dam itself. And naturally, before we moved on, we had one more bit of travel business to take care of, adding another stamp to our National Parks Passport book.
The Hoover Dam Visitor Center exhibit level underwent a $16 million renovation, with the remodeled exhibits becoming fully operational in 2026. They now incorporate interactive displays, worker stories, a 17-foot model, and other hands-on elements. Even if you visited the Hoover Dam before, it's worth a repeat visit to see the newly remodeled Visitor Center exhibits.
Then it was finally noon, and the time for the part of this visit that we'd been waiting for, the guided tour of the Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam currently offers 3 different visitor experiences, and the one we chose is the most extensive one. The full tour includes the power plant, but then continues farther into the dam through historic tunnels and inspection passageways that you simply don't experience by looking at Hoover Dam from above.
Part of the experience takes you through original construction tunnels and into the Nevada powerhouse. Here you can see 8 of Hoover Dam's enormous commercial generators. Across the entire power plant, Hoover Dam has 17 main turbines, 9 on the Arizona side and 8 on the Nevada side, with a nameplate generating capacity of roughly 2,080 megawatts.
You also get a better sense of something that's almost impossible to appreciate from the surface, the scale of the water moving through the system.
The rotor then spins around that coil at 180 revolutions per minute. That's 3 times per second. That produces about 130 megawatts of power, or enough electricity for about 65,000 homes per generator.
But for us, what really distinguishes the full dam tour comes next.
You continue through passageways actually located within the massive concrete structure. Remember, Hoover Dam is about 45 feet wide at the top, but down near its foundation, this enormous arch-gravity dam is hundreds of feet thick. Walking through these relatively narrow tunnels gives you a completely different perspective of what you're standing inside of. One of the most unusual stops brings you to an inspection ventilation shaft where you can actually look out from inside Hoover Dam toward the Colorado River far below. It's a view most people who simply walk across the dam never get to experience.
So one of the things our tour guide told us was the life expectancy of Hoover Dam. Do you remember the years she said?
2,000 to 4,000 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. And, or more.
Or more.
That's what they say.
It's not cured yet. It's
Yeah.
not really cured.
Almost 100 years later, still curing. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's worth remembering just how extraordinary all this work was in the 1930s. It began during the Great Depression. At its peak, more than 5,000 workers were employed on the project. Engineers had to divert the Colorado River, excavate millions of cubic yards of rock, and find a way to deal with the tremendous heat produced as millions of cubic yards of concrete cured. More than 580 miles of cooling pipe were embedded in the concrete so chilled water could help remove the heat. Eventually, you make your way back toward the surface using one of the dam's original elevators.
All right, so what did you think about our Hoover Dam tour experience?
Impressive. Very impressive. It's amazing how the engineering that it took to create this was unbelievably, I don't know. It was
Yeah, I'm always
beyond its time, I think.
Yeah, this thing, I always am impressed with when you think about the technology that they had. You know, there was no computers,
This is 1930s.
no AI, none of this modern stuff that we had. It was just old school engineering, measurements, and whatever they knew at the time, and they created this, which is impressive. Yeah,
Which is going to last for thousands of years, apparently.
as they say.
Yeah.
If somebody watches this YouTube 2,000 years from now, they can find out who was right and who was wrong.
Seeing Hoover Dam from the outside is impressive. But after walking through its tunnels and seeing the machinery that makes the entire system work, it stops feeling like simply a giant wall of concrete. You start to understand why, nearly a century later, it remains such an extraordinary piece of American engineering.
Back outside, we wanted to see Hoover Dam from one more perspective, so we walked across the top. From here, you're literally walking between Nevada and Arizona with two dramatically different views. On one side is Lake Mead, held back by the dam. On the other, you're looking down into Black Canyon and the Colorado River with the enormous Mike O'Callaghan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge spanning the canyon nearby. The roadway across the dam is still open to visitor traffic, although it no longer functions as a through route between Nevada and Arizona. Vehicles crossing the dam eventually have to turn around and return to the Nevada side. And after you've been inside Hoover Dam, standing on top somehow feels even more remarkable.
And before leaving, there's something here that's very easy to walk past without realizing what you're looking at. These enormous bronze sculptures are the winged figures of the Republic, created by Oscar J.W. Hanson. But look down at the Terrazzo Plaza beneath them. This isn't simply decoration. Hanson designed a celestial map showing the alignment of the stars from the location on the evening of September 30th, 1935, the day Franklin Roosevelt dedicated the dam. The idea was remarkably ambitious, to mark Hoover Dam's moment in history, not just with a date on a plaque, but astronomically. Nearby, you'll also find Hanson's memorial to the workers who died during construction, carrying the words, "They died to make the desert bloom."
From there, we made one last stop at the official gift shop. If you like bringing home something small from places you visit, Hoover Dam certainly qualifies as one of those places where a souvenir feels appropriate.
Rather than heading straight back to Las Vegas, we stopped for lunch in Boulder City. The community, whose history is inseparable from Hoover Dam, Boulder City was originally developed to house the people working on this enormous construction project, so it feels like a natural extension of the day at the dam. We ended up at Boulder Dam Brewing Company, a casual brew pub right in historic Boulder City. After several hours walking around Hoover Dam, in the summer heat no less, lunch and something cold sounded pretty good.
So if you're thinking about making your own Hoover Dam day trip from Las Vegas, here's a few things we'd recommend. First, arrive early if you want the full guided tour. Those tickets are only sold in person, first come, first served, and they can sell out.
Allow more time than you think you'll need. Between security, the exhibits, the tour, the viewpoints, and walking across the top, Hoover Dam can easily become a half-day outing.
Expect security screening. Vehicles may be inspected on the way in, and you'll go through another screening before entering the visitor center.
Bring water, sun protection, and comfortable shoes. A surprisingly large part of this experience is outdoors.
The guided Hoover Dam tour involves elevators and tunnels, helpful to know if you're prone to claustrophobia. Also, America the Beautiful interagency passes do not cover Hoover Dam Visitor Center or guided tour admission.
And finally, don't just take the tour and leave. Walk across the dam, look for the winged figures, an astronomical star map, and if you have time, stop in Boulder City for lunch before heading back to Las Vegas. We ended our Las Vegas trip somewhere very different, the Shrine of the Most Holy Redeemer, where we attended Mass. There's actually a fascinating story behind why this Catholic shrine sits so close to the Las Vegas Strip, and we'll take you inside in another video.
For this part of our Las Vegas stay, we moved from the Hilton Alara to Polo Towers, and we'll save the full hotel comparison for another video also, because let's say we definitely noticed a difference. Polo Towers wasn't our favorite stay of the trip, although we did enjoy its rooftop pool. But our hotel wasn't really the story of this day. We were heading about 40 miles outside the neon lights of Las Vegas to one of America's great engineering landmarks, Hoover Dam.
For us, Hoover Dam wasn't just an easy excursion from the Strip. Going inside made this one of the most interesting experiences of our Las Vegas trip.
If you enjoyed the video, take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to catch our future travel adventures. And join us next time for more adventures from the places where we go.